All right, let's play this video game. Our options: choose a colorless card to obtain 3 random potions, 99 gold for a rare colorless card, or a boss relic swap. So rare colorless card, we could get something kind of fun like a Hand of Greed, Apotheosis that was mentioned in chat. We could also get something kind of simple that's nice and effective like a Master of Strategy. I don't know if I like this. Let's see what we get though. It's not good. We could do Butterfly in the Sky. We could do the Reading Rainbow card. 5 random attacks in your drop pile that causes 0 this combat. Yeah, that's not good. Sorry, no worries. I think it was an okay choice, honestly. We could do Secret Technique's not bad. The Silent is inherently a skill-based class, so if we get something kind of interesting like Bouncing Flask or whatever else, doesn't really matter. Maybe we'll just do that. I think Metamorphosis for the memes. There's also a really good emoji in Twitch's whatever. And queued up :butterfly : Maybe, I mean, we could have some fun with Metamorphosis. It's bad. It's a huge investment this early. Imagine spending 2 mana to save some amount of mana later on, and you have to draw these random cards. We'll just do Secret Technique and move on with our lives. Actually playing the video game. Imagine that. We were meant to do this for Survivor. Ouch. Sure. I don't know, Crippling Cloud always feels a bit weird early on the Silent. We always want it going into the later game, but unless you pull it on turn 1 against Gremlin Knob, I guess it's good against Lagavulin. You could open with it, I guess, but Tri-Sentries, it's not the most interesting card ever. I was thinking about this yesterday, and it's when you go for the Survivor upgrade. I find myself, oh my. Sure. That's scary. That's really scary. I find myself very rarely going for the Survivor upgrade, and I'm trying to decide like when I would actually try to get it. I don't know when that is, because an 11 block 1 energy card seems worth having in the deck. But it's so tough to get that upgrade when you're potentially upgrading Neutralize. I don't know. Let's upgrade some cards. This guy. I don't know if we can afford to actually like transform strikes at this point in the game, since we're so far behind in damage, I would say. We haven't picked up any common attacks so far. This is where we are. This is where we're at in the run. We have to take the all-out attack. This is our 4th normal combat. Sometimes it's the Gremlin Gang or the Slime Gang. It's not, but it certainly could have been. And we'll wish we had some form of AoE. Usually that's coming in like from Dagger Spray, but no such luck. probably. See, you're at 42. If we do 6, that takes you to 36. So we would have to split you next turn. Or we could split them this turn, actually. Avoid the weakness. Got 4 slimed in here? You hate to see it. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Help. Man. I feel like we really need this attack potion. I was planning on going to this Flaming Elite right away. We could get a potion from this fight. Taking 18 here puts us at a breakpoint that I'm not really comfortable with. It would mean that we skip our Flaming Elite and take extra campfires into our first Elite. Or we could just use this attack potion and still go for that Elite. I don't know. That scares me. So, come on, man. Come on. We even had Secret Technique in the drop pile. Okay. So no attack potion. We've got Crippling Cloud plus Poison Stab, Outlet Attack plus. Got a Neutralize and Secret Technique in here. We are maybe just dying to Gremlin Knob. We have a fair amount of, well, we have a lot of weakness in here, but we don't have the front-loaded damage. Or we just take the campfires. We have 1, 2-ish, maybe 3-ish targets for upgrades. 2, 3, 4 campfires. Okay. Got Lagavulin with plus strength. I'm gonna say that's solidly okay. This is also just an okay upgrade. We end up maybe just upgrading, or excuse me, going next turn with just Crippling Cloud. But then we don't have to play Crippling Cloud on a weird turn. That's fine. Surprise. How much damage does Liquid Bronze do? Probably 6, no, probably like 9 to 12 damage is my guess. This is going to be a long fight. We probably need it. I'm going to say we're good enough on damage for the Hexaghost with a couple poison cards already in here. Still looking for more. Yikes. Maybe we die here. That would be spooky. Did we die here? Please don't kill me. Actually using Secret Technique, imagine that. Okay, we don't die here. Oh man. Regal Pillow, I guess, is nice. Hey, there's Envenom. Envenom saved the day yesterday. I'm not so desperate that I'm going to be taking Envenom here, but there it is. Oh, Flannel Violin. Welcome back. Yeah, the gifty, the nifty gifty that is yours to keep, my friend. Well, probably. Not feeling too good about that. So we did not manage to pick up a potion from that fight. Excuse me. So this guy is exactly what I was going to talk about. This guy becomes a small problem. Also not pulling our skills on turn 1. Also a small problem. Ah. Okay. A whetstone to go with our war paint. It's fine. Well, we're going through a lot of campfires and we found 4 kind of random upgrades. We managed to get, what was that actually? Whetstone hit strike and poison stab. That's not bad. That's not bad. I like getting the poison stab upgraded going into the Hexaghost fight. Poison strike. Now there's a good idea. Oh, you wouldn't. We cannot afford the membership coupon. I think we're somewhere between a Noxious Fumes and just removing a strike. We've got all our base strikes in here, which does not spark joy. But Noxious Fumes, like, I think we're fine against the Hexaghost already, but Noxious Fumes is going to guarantee that fight for us. Yeah, I think we want it going into the rest of the run. Oh, I've got no potions here. It's always Lagavulin or Tri-Sentries. I think I am going to Smith. Get Noxious Fumes up. We need, what we really need. What we really need is some more defect cards that say strike on them. Like, imagine a Claw Strike. Now we're thinking. Because we really only have Meteor Strike right now. Oh, Thunderstrike. Nice. Forgot about Thunderstrike. How do I know not Gremlin Knob? We just fought Gremlin Knob here, and we cannot fight the same elite 2 times in a row. The one instance where you can fight the same elite 2 times in a row is from the, what I believe is, what is that called? The Lost Adventurer, or something like that. You come across an adventurer who has lost their pants, and that event can cause you to fight the same one twice in a row. But because we just fought Gremlin Knob here, we can never fight Gremlin Knob here. This looks like a collar. It looks more like that. You know those guys who wear a chain from their like belt loop or whatever it is to their back pocket to keep their wallet attached or something? That's what it looks like to me. Eternal Feather kind of not helping in this instance, but I guess I'm grateful to have it anyway. It puts us at a weird breakpoint with Hexaghost. What is this actually? 38. 3. So we're going to be hit for 4 times 6 on turn 2 against the Hexaghost. Can you repeat elites in other acts? So you can repeat elites within an act. They just can't be back to back. So what did we fight here? We fought Lagavulin here. So here we were never fighting Lagavulin, and then we fought Lagavulin again here. So it just skips. You just can't fight the same one twice in a row. So you can certainly fight the same elite multiple times within an act, just not back to back. Outside of the one instance that I talked about, which is from an event. We have lots of poison. Like, Bane is okay. Otherwise, just getting neutralized upgraded upgraded is also pretty okay. We've got a lot of weakness in here. Upgrading neutralize maybe doesn't matter. And I also have to kind of like think about whether or not I would take a Snecko Eye here, making the neutralize upgrade maybe not so great. Very weird to be upgrading a Bane over neutralize though. Guess it's fine. Maybe it'll help us on some floor fights in Act 2. I imagine it will. All right, so this is gonna be 3 times 16, I guess. Yeah. Still no potions. I think we got some bad potion luck through this act. We did find 2 really early on, but beyond that, that was pretty much all we got. Weird. I don't want to take 2 here. Are we not going to get there? I don't think we're going to get there. Huh. So we do roughly 50 poison damage. If we were to take 6 here, we might be able to kill him next turn. Because we do roughly 60... What is that? Oh, we can figure it out. So it would be 25 plus 27, 52, 66 damage over 2 turns. We would have to come up with 15 damage next turn. Which we can do. You're on Ascension 17, so that's embarrassing. I don't think that's embarrassing at all, actually. I think the game does a pretty poor job of explaining certain mechanics to the player and also doesn't allow you to find it out if you were searching for that answer. I'm gonna take the extra damage here. There's a chance we have lethal through like Bane or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So if you know me, you know I love an after image, but even at this point in the deck, we have a burst being presented here. It's not upgraded, and we're on 3 energy, at least for now. So if we go to 4 energy, that's great, but burst kind of requires an upgrade on 3 energy to be effective. The really nice thing about burst is that we have secret technique here. So if we were to upgrade secret technique, we could more reliably pull burst out to do burst shenanigans later on. I'd say we don't have a lot to be bursting right now, namely Crippling Cloud and some bigger block cards, maybe a leg sweep. But I think this gives us the greatest chance going forward. Kind of awkward. So our choices are Sacred Bark, a Wrist Blade, and a Velvet Choker. We don't have any potion synergies right now for Sacred Bark. It's great, but I don't know if it's enough right now to give us the oomph we need to get through Act 2. Wrist Blade is just kind of a no. It doesn't work with anything outside of Neutralize at this point. So I guess that must mean it's a Velvet Choker, which gets really awkward with Secret Technique and Burst. So if we Secret Technique, Burst, and then play a skill that is 4 out of 6 cards that have been played. And if we upgrade Burst, that then becomes all 6 of our cards that have been played for a turn. It's probably still correct. Yeah. Yeah, Velvet Choker, yeah. Kind of ruins what I was trying to do here. We'll just be careful and never forget about it, right? Imagine forgetting about Velvet Choker. So we're bottlenecked into an elite here. The only elite that is after a campfire is this guy. So we have to go somewhere through one of these three. I think I like going this way anyway. I think the deck right now isn't so bad against Act 2 elites. We've got a Piercing Whale for something like Book of Stabbing. We've got tons of weakness for Tri-Slavers. We've got AoE damage for the Gremlin Leader. We're in an okay place. The key for us is going to be noticing that we have a lack of card draw here. Main card draw right now, only card draw right now is Secret Technique, and we have all of our strikes in here. So getting rid of these strikes is huge. It's going to allow us to actually get through to the useful stuff. So that is going to be our goal. We're going to go to an early shop here, and that does mean 3 combats into Act 2. So we might bleed some HP in these fights, or some gold. Time will tell. You're not Bane. Got him. Predator. 2-cost, big, bulky attack is okay. We don't have any source of vulnerable right now. It's not really like how I want to be winning the game from now on, but it is the card draw I was just saying that we were missing. I guess I'll take it. Okay, so just before snap picking a card remove here, I like the acrobatics as well. Maybe we'll do strike remove and acrobatics. Yeah, I like that. Pass. I'm not going to do a second copy of Noxious Fumes. The problem with the second copy of Noxious Fumes is that we have to play it, and it ends up being inherently slow. So we have poison stacking already from the first one, but I don't want to have to draw and play this one. The outside instance where this might be good is maybe a Runic Pyramid and a Mummified Hand. Then stacking these powers isn't so bad, but I don't think you usually need 2 copies of Noxious Fumes. Really ever. It's okay. But we can find poison from other sources on this character. All right, pretty good fight. There's Catalyst. I don't need to talk about why that's good. Excuse me, streamer, why is Catalyst good? We got Burst, we've got Catalyst, we've got Secret Technique. We are very close to the happy place. Oh, this one says plus on it. Bouncing Flask Plus. Yes. Also, a second copy of Catalyst is pretty good, but I'd rather stack poison from a Bouncing Flask Plus first. Let's see, 71 gold for a random relic is a very nice opportunity for us. It does put us outside of the range of removing another strike here, so the cost is higher than it appears. I want to keep our duplication potion for this next fight, and we're never giving up burst here, so let's just do the gold thing. Probably not worth it. Sometimes that works on Bane, and maybe that's good, but I don't really care about the Akabeko right now. Book of Stabs. You do love to see it. It did work on Bane. That is exactly what I was was asking for, but not exactly what I had in mind. We have Burst Catalyst in hand. It's going to take it to 27 poison, or we can wait. I think we go to 27 and get out of this fight just faster. At that point, the fight is won, and we just have to mitigate the amount of damage we're taking. Oh, order. Order. For sure, order. That one hurts. That was bad. Tough bandage. The rare tough bandages. You never see this. Whenever you discard a card during your turn, gain 3 block. I think we... Oh my god. Still only have... No, we have all-out attack. I guess we have Survivor and all-out attack for discards. Oh, and acrobatics. Okay. I don't think tough bandages leans us towards taking like anything from the discard pool. Like a concentrate or anything like that. Unless we have a well-laid plans or a runic pyramid. Probably not worth it. We just don't have the card draw here to sustain it. Sometimes we can do fancy things like burst acrobatics and then it does something. That's just too fancy. Black potion? Let's do a block potion. Man, you are too early. Good job, tough bandages. All right, one more turn here. Never mind. All right, Quick Slash does save plus on it, but it's way too late in the game for me wanting to be wanting to do anything with this. We have Velvet Choker, so Cloak Dagger is just kind of a no. We also don't have any relics that synergize with it, like Shuriken or Kunai. We also passed on that after image earlier, so just a skip to all those. And we don't need a strength potion to help us with the Bronze Automaton fight. We've got 2 copies of Catalyst in here, so we're feeling just fine. got this? I think I do got this. What I would like to do this turn is Secret Technique, Burst, Crippling Cloud, and Leg Sweep. Obviously, we can't do all that. I'm trying to see if there's a 1-cost skill in here that we could take that would be worth it, and I don't think there is. So we might just end up using our block potion here. Seems good. I saw Storm of Steel. I honestly can't tell you the last time I like unironically took a Storm of Steel. I have no idea. Wait, do we have Akabeko still? wait. We have Akabeko. So this goes to 35. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think. 1, 2. Oh, I think I mismathed that. Yeah. Stupid all-out attack. Still win, but it wasn't as graceful as I thought it would be. Pandora's box plus Pandora's plus any of the eggs is my jam for sure. Maybe not like a molten egg on the silent though. Yeah, what do you even do with that? You have to find... you have to find a runic pyramid, but you have... Nice. You have the Pandora's box, so it's going to be so long before you can even do anything with that. And you'd also have to find some kind of... Sorry, some kind of Shiv synergy in Kunai, Shuriken, whatever. It's bad. Storm of Steel is such a bad card. Envenom? Envenom is also just like too slow. It's a bunch of like things that are just slow on top of slow on top of slow. Man, Tools of the Trade. Tools of the Trade is really awkward. We have an Orichalcum. I don't know if that matters or not. So if we were to take Tools of the Trade and play it, I'm thinking we have Tough Bandages, and it's eventually some extra card draw for us, which I like. But... I don't know. I was talking about, in someone else's stream the other day, about Master Reality on the Watcher, which is the card that upgrades cards that are created in combat. And the upgrade for Master Reality is the same as the upgrade for Tools of the Trade, which just reduces its cost to 0. I think a better upgrade for Tools of the Trade would be to make it innate, so you can get the card draw mechanic online faster, and that alone would allow you to maybe start taking some more discard synergies after that. And we have like a reflex here, so if we knew that we had an innate Tools of the Trade in the deck, it would allow discard cards like Reflex to be much more takeable versus now, where even if we had Tools of the Trade in the deck, I still wouldn't take a Reflex. You want to know a cool way to get one extra card draw? Don't add a card to your deck. There you go. You've got one extra card draw per cycle through your deck. I'm going to try this Tools of the Trade. I really rarely take Tools of the Trade, but we have all these strikes in here. We're going against Hyper Beam Man. I think I like it. I know I like it. It's good. Hard to tell if you don't make Silent too strong by making tools to make tools of the trade good. I mean, at current, the entire discard mechanic of the Silent is largely so inconsistent that you can't really do it at Ascension 20 efficiently or consistently. So I don't know. It feels a little weird. Let's see, it's 3. Goodbye. You can't do any Ascension consistently? I mean, technically, yes, but also no. I mean, you know, my point is like, you can't start out by taking cards at the start of a Silent run the same way that you can on poison cards. You can't start out by taking Reflex, Tactician, whatever you're offered, because you can't do the thing. You can't consistently do Tactician, Reflex, or whatever your discard thing is you're looking at. Like, all of those cards are basically always duds, except if you had Tools of the Trade. So you have a ton of cards within the Silence pool that are just skippable junk almost all the time. But if you were to make the Tools of the Trade upgrade innate and actually turn that on and get the extra card draw per turn, because the issue with Tools of the Trade, which maybe we could talk about, is that the valuation of this card you see no benefit from it for some time. So let's just talk out Tools of the Trade. You draw Tools of the Trade, you play it for 1 energy. Next turn, you draw 1 additional card. So you are net 0. You have effectively drawn the same amount of cards as if you would just not put Tools of the Trade in the deck at all. So then by the 3rd turn, now you actually have Tools of the Trade in play for 2 turns. So you've drawn it, played it, next turn, and then the following turn, you have now gained +1 card draw. It takes that long. It's 3 turns, and that's also assuming that you have played it on the turn that you've drawn it. You might not be able to do that, or it might not be worth it, or whatever. So Tools of the Trade, I feel honestly would benefit a lot from being made innate here, and would allow cards like Tactician and Reflex to actually be worth it. I agree that it would become very strong, but in its current state, it's usually better to hit the skip button than take Tools of the Trade, outside of niche scenarios where you're talking about, like, let's say you're going against Slime Boss. Sometimes Tools of the Trade is a great card against Slime Boss, and it's something you just kind of need. So in that situation, it's great. Outside of that, it's so inconsistent. Again, it could hang out at the bottom of your deck. So if it was innate, it would be great going into the Act 4 elites. You could play it and then have a better turn 2 all the time. If it was innate, it would be great against the Heart. You could get rid of some of those status cards. You know, that's about where we're at. It's not a great card outside of those situations because you have to draw it and play it. It's not great. I think it looks better than it actually is. And I certainly overvalued Tools of the Trade when I first started playing the Silent a lot. The upgrade said draw 2, discard 1. I think it would be too good, honestly. If it drew 2 cards per turn, 7 card draw per turn, so that's Snecko Eye level of card draw. The discard at that point doesn't matter because you usually can't play 7 cards in a turn. So that would be huge upswing for very minimal downswing. That's too good. Hovering Kite, yeah, Mr. Shtissimo. So Tools of the Trade also would make Hovering Kite takeable, whereas right now it's one of the, I don't know, it's in the better than skip category in terms of consistencies. Yeah, I really like, I don't know, I'm kind of hard stuck on the idea that Tools of the Trade upgrade to being innate would actually make it that much better. Like, it makes more sense for Tools of the Trade to be innate than it makes sense for something like Afterimage to be made innate. I don't really understand why the upgrade to Afterimage is innate, because a more sensible upgrade for Afterimage would be the upgrade to Tools of the Trade to make it free. If you had a free Afterimage, you could then play an additional card that turn to give you more block. I know you want Afterimage in play in most fights. But if I were to make that card fresh, I would say, hey, you know, a card that gives you block when more cards are played, it makes sense that an upgrade, a beneficial upgrade to that card would be to make it cost less. I think you should swap the upgrades on Afterimage and Tools of the Trade, and it would just be better all around. Not that Afterimage like needs a nerf. That's not what I'm saying. Just if for consistency's sake, I think it makes more sense. What the hell is this? We drew all of our block? Imagine Duplication Potion, Tools of the Trade. Draw 2, discard tool 2 all the time. Crazy. That is some mad cycle through the deck. Is that good here? Do we actually do that? I mean, we might want to. I think the Bronze Automaton fight is not a challenge for us. Well, it might be if the... No, probably not. So the orbs are going to first focus our rare cards, so Burst Plus and Secret Technique Plus. Most of our kill mechanic here on the Bronze Automaton should be saved because of that. Duplication Potion is 2 on the choker. Yeah. For sure. It's kind of a matter of if we need it here. I think we could get through this fight without Duplication Potion on Tools of the Trade, but it sounds kind of cool. I've never done it before. So let's do it. Plus it's like 6 block per turn. That's kind of cool. Oh. No, it's not. It's just... Oh. Oh. Never mind. Oh, wait, it is. Okay. Sorry, I thought that was going to be 2 different instances. I thought it was going to be like discard 1 and then discard 1 again. That's nice. I like that. It should be that way. I was just briefly confused. Briefly confused. A FirstDane story. You gonna steal my burst, my dude? Also don't know if we care about drawing Piercing Wail again. Could maybe just use Piercing Wail here. Yeah, let's get rid of it. Kind of thinking about where I want to put this Poison Stab. So we haven't gotten Noxious Fumes into play yet, and there's a chance that the back orb, a 50-50 chance that the back orb is taking our burst here. We have 2 upgraded catalysts, so I don't know if that really even matters. Throw it here. Hmm. So this orb is always stealing our bouncing flask. Go on the bronze boy. Okay, that did not go according to plan. Oops, 29 times 7. So 87 times 1, 2, 3, 261. I think we probably throw this catalyst down, even though we didn't get the burst with it. So the math that I was doing, 29 times 3 for catalyst puts it at 87. And Hyper Beam comes after 3 ticks of poison. So 87 times 3, we're doing 261 damage from poison over the next 3 turns. So we would have to account for 9 additional damage on the Bronze Automaton to not get hit by Hyper Beam, which we're always really doing. We've got Noxious Fumes in play as well that I haven't accounted for. So I think we just throw this here. We win. Cool. Ooh. These are kind of some interesting choices. So Alchemize or Afterimage. I do love an Afterimage. What Afterimage takes the place of right now is the lack of deck scaling in the deck. So having not found any footworks kind of takes the place of that. Also, like, surprisingly pairs well with Tough Bandages and Tools of the Trade. It's just a lot of extra passive block once we get it in play. I think I overvalue Afterimage. Having done so many heart runs and negating Beat of Death damage is so good. I just hate dealing with Beat of Death. I think there's a worthwhile argument for Alchemize having Burst in the deck. 2 potions potentially per fight, maybe 3 if we get one after the fight is huge. We don't have any potion synergies right now, so that's something. Oh. Do this. The 8 total gifted subs to the channel. Thank you, my friends. I didn't want to say anything. I wasn't trying, because I didn't want to go. I didn't know. Oh. And one more. Thank you for the 2nd gifted sub. Okay, so I didn't actually know what happened if someone had the #1 gift sub icon and then someone else gifted an equivalent amount of subs after that. I didn't know if they got the #1 position or if they got to #2. But I guess you get the #2 unless you go one more. Baylor Lord with the loud noises. That is exceptionally loud. Thank you very much, guys. I'll do my personal favorite. What? The what? The what is so good. It makes me want, I want that. I need one of those. I feel like that's an interesting thing, though. Like, it's an interesting thing to incorporate an emote into your own channel that gets spammed when you make mistakes. Do you just end up triggering yourself after a while? Stop spamming my emote every time I make a mistake. Dude, this is the hype train conductor. I've only ever had the one. Oh, never mind. Lano violin with the two gifties. Oh my good. Oh my god. Holy crap. Oh my god. I don't know what I did, but thank you guys so much. For the love. Wow. Holy crap. That is a lot of gift subs, guys. Thank you, thank you. Red Rum Malik. Kill a murder with the 10 gift level 4 hype train. Look, I know the hype train's kind of a meme. I don't think we got to level 4 last time. It was like level 2. That's huge, guys. Thank you so much for all the love. Yeah, seriously. Some kitty cat hearts and some bleeping noises that go on for an eternity. Bleep. Bleep. Just, oh my... Guys. You guys don't have to get so many subs. Thank you so much. 3 more. Zuthus. Just absolutely coming in with the shing, the sword. Take the number 2 gifty spot. I think it's number 2. I actually can't see the thing right now because of the hype train. It's number 2. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And congrats to everybody who got the gift subs. Woo! Big O. That's 3 months on Big O. Nice. Congrats on the red flasky. That's so cool. Everybody's gonna have a flask now. And I think this is like the most sub points I've ever had. If I was not an affiliate, I might actually be able to get more emotes. But alas. Alas, here we are. Thank you guys again. So much. Level 5 hype train. Final level. Keep the hype going until the clock runs out. I feel like if they reworded that a little bit, maybe it would seem not so cringy. Keep the hype going. Have I ever thought about applying for partner? Yeah, of course. I applied in January and was rejected. So thanks for opening that wound again. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that big of a deal. They're really they're I don't know what to say. I'm not on that end of things, so I only see my end of things. This. I need a cooler sub noise. Like when I hear my own sub noise, I go, I wish that was a thing. Let me make this decision before I ramble on some longer. We don't even have like Slay the Spire music. It's just silence and my voice because we killed the boss and we're on the card selection screen. Yeah, I think this is a really difficult choice. I think it's a more difficult choice than it would appear. We've already seen Sacred Bark, so we know we're not getting Sacred Bark value from Alchemize. But I also know that we haven't found a Wraith form yet, and this helps us find Ghosts in a Jars, which could help us through the art fight, and, I don't know, turn 2 against the Act 4 elites, and blah, blah, blah. I think we kind of have to do the Alchemize, maybe for that reason. Kind of, maybe, I don't know. At this point, the offense is here. We have the Burst Catalyst to kill anything we want to. It's just a matter of not dying in between those points. So it's maybe Ghosts in a Jars. Yo, there's the hovering kite we were talking about. We have music. The music is back. Excuse me. We took Alchemize. Oh, I think somebody asked to see... Oh, sorry, Big O. I would have checked the beta art for all of them. I actually just... I was so proud of myself that I made a decision that I just clicked and didn't actually look at the art. Here's Alchemize. Here it is. I love the defect in this one. I don't know how it got stuck in the mind to make the defect ride things, but the charged battery art has the defect riding a big, like, AA battery or something. And now the defect is riding a broom. I guess I'm on board. And between Snecko Eye and Hovering Kite, the question is, like, does 5 energy actually matter here? And the answer is, like, sometimes. I don't know if it matters that much. Namely because we have Velvet Choker and a Burst in here. Snecko Eye is kind of interesting. We have a lot of... two-cost things. I don't know. The nicest thing about Snecko at this point is what is usually nice about Snecko Eye. It's the card draw, not the randomize effect. Yo, Hype Train success! I actually really like this emote. Let me share my choo-choo. Look at that. Wait, I didn't share it. I like that one. Oh, we got the same one! Emote twinning. Wait, do we all get the same one? I like this one a lot. Yo. Red Rum Malik with the Hype Train Conductor emote now. But you have so many. I only have like 2. We got these guys. Yes, I think we do Snecko Eye here. I'm going to piggyback off of what Baylor is saying. This is such a tough choice. Hold on, maybe I'm not yet. I'm not ready yet. We already draw 6 cards with Tools of the Trade. The Snecko Eye plus Tools of the Trade is pretty nice, because then we're drawing 9 cards per turn, and we can just discard an expensive one that we don't want. All right. We'll roll the dice on that. We'll go against the Shimmy and Shaken Shapes as our first boss of Act 3 here. So yeah, to what Baylor's saying, the most difficult part of the partnership application is a requirement that you maintain an average of 75 viewers over, I believe it's 12 streams or maybe a little more in the last 30 days. And that's what gets most people, that's what gets me, ultimately. And whatever, there's a lot more that goes into it on the back end, but the short is, like, it's really difficult for newer streamers to hit that point. And in my last partnership application, I hit that point. I had enough average viewers, but they denied my application, saying that something to the effect of, "We see you met all our requirements." And these are my words. I'm going to say that they meant, "But we want to see you do it again," is kind of the point. From what I've heard, they currently reject people 2 to 3 times in a row, even if you meet the requirements. Just because. It doesn't really matter if you're making those requirements or not. I'm not trying to throw shade. It just kind of is what it is at this point. Let's see, 17, 24? Yeah. So that's what gets me ultimately in the end, is like hitting that number is really difficult for for my stream. I've been very fortunate, like when I was working from home and doing morning time streams, it was going great. Like I had that mark, and actually, as of like last night, yes, as of last night, we had a pretty good. Oh my god, yes, this is the dream. Take my strike. We had a successful stream last night, and I am, depending on how things go tonight, I'll be able to put in for the partnership application. I'm like right on the cusp. I didn't want to like say anything because I'm not trying to like goad anyone on to throw viewers my way or whatever. I don't know. But I am very close to being able to put in the partnership application again. So I'm hoping that it goes better next time, but we'll see. People that get partnered before they have the 75 average too. Maybe. That would have to be a very special circumstance because you don't actually have the button to apply for partnership until you've met the 75 viewer average. Like I can technically apply right now without having all of the requirements met currently, but I'm not willing to hit the button again until the numbers are there or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of inside baseball. I don't mean to derail the stream and talk about streamer nonsense. Yeah, so if you have like a big YouTube following, like Baylor said, or honestly any of the social media platforms, you can talk about Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is. Yeah, if you have a large following in those platforms, they'll for sure make some exceptions for streamers. Is rude. Ramble on. There's a song about that. More like Hexa Nerd. Get out of here. Tori is a nice welcome addition. That's some nice block for us. Tori, whenever you would receive 5 or less unblocked attack damage, reduce it to 1. Really good get for us going into a potential heart fight with this deck. The thing that's going to keep us away from the heart fight potentially is a bad Snecko Eye turn going into, say, Dono and Deka. I don't think our block is really there yet. We've lacked a well-laid plans, also the Runic Pyramid to make things much more consistent. Burst Kata would be a kill. Oh, I think you're right. I was distracted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were right. Yeah, I think so Baylor and I had talked about this before. I think the access to the encoding things is like secretly the best part about getting to a partnership application. So affiliates, you're limited to the stream output unless like there's availability, and whatever that means. Like unless there's enough juice in the pipes to go around, I guess, that they can hand out encoding options to everybody. So you have to make a decision as an affiliate as to how good of a stream you actually want to put out, in the sense that like I could put out, like potentially I have the hardware and setup to stream Slay the Spire in 1440p. So I'm actually looking on my screen in 1440p right now. That's what resolution I play at. And the stream is being output to 1080p, but only 1080p unless there's enough juice in the pipes. So So I downsample the stream to 1080p, and some people who are on mobile, like a mobile connection at work or wherever where they might not have Wi-Fi, that's actually a net negative. You don't want to be watching a stream for a long period of time in 1080p because it takes a lot of data, and you may run into buffering issues and things like that. So there's like incentive for me to downsample my stream even more to 720p to be more accessible to mobile users who might not be on Wi-Fi. But I don't really want to do that, so I have to make a decision on my end as to, strangely, the quality of stream that I want to put out. Which I really don't like. I don't like having to make that decision. Obviously, I would just prefer to put out the best quality stream that I could all the time, but it's not always an option. Sure. Good enough. Yeah, exactly what Inabeta is saying. Like, this is what I'm talking about. And if you talk to any streamer who is kind of stuck in this affiliate sphere, honestly, it's like an active frustration that you don't always have access to these encoding things. And if I look at my stream right now, I do have access. So right now I do have access to these encoding options, but again, it's nothing that I can do or 23, 34. Sorry, I'm like trying to talk and do math. The real test of a Slay the Spire streamer. Yeah, so anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm just fortunate to have encoding options for this evening for everybody, but it's certainly not the case always, especially like an hour and a half into a stream, which I am right now. There's a world where I don't have those options for sure. Am I streaming at 5,000 kilobits per second? I am. Show me the number. I'd have to check my OBS outbound to see what I actually have it set to. I think it is around 5,000. Currently, I'm at like 4,700 or something, though. Azuthus, I actually love talking about this stuff because a lot of it like ends up in the back of my mind, and I don't have a good outlet for like streamer frustrations because it makes no sense to turn on a stream and just complain, in my opinion. I think that's just a bad environment for everybody, and I'm not trying to just complain, but they are certainly active frustrations to where I wish I could put on a better show, which would keep more people around, which would allow me to get my partnership eventually. So that's kind of where I'm at. It was a goal of mine by the end of last year. I didn't quite get it, but I got the button. I applied in January, and yeah. Calculated gamble, it does say plus on it, and it is great with tough bandages. It's sometimes okay with Snecko Eye. It can save us from a bad Snecko Eye turn, and if we get, let's just say a 2-cost. Let's say a 2-cost calculated gamble, and we roll the dice and throw things out there, and we draw a bunch of stuff we can't play, really. It does help. It helps us through. We've gained a bunch of block just by looking at a bunch of extra cards. I think it's bad-ish, maybe, sometimes, with Velvet Choker. Let's see. I'm gonna try it. I don't know if it's correct or not, but I'm gonna give it a shot. We'll see how it plays out. We may have some regrets. I also have regrets about this Alchemize because the deck is really strong, and that's something I didn't consider in my pick between Alchemize and Afterimage. You'll notice we haven't needed any of our potions. So I had originally planned on fishing for Ghosts in a Jars, which maybe we should be doing through all these combats. And just ditching other potions that we don't need. Maybe I'll do that. Yes? So what Poison Potion does for us is, let's say on the Heart Fight, or say Time Eater, something like that. We can throw down 6 poison and then triple it on turn 1. So we have a head start for our next catalyst. Killing things faster causes you to take no damage. That which is dead does no damage. So Poison Potion is a ghost in a jar in that dead things can't damage us. I don't know if I like my own logic there. Yeah. Might as well use it, I suppose. I suppose that's correct. That was dumb, wasn't it? Oh, for sure. Like the part that was like the most Minnesotan thing I've ever done on the stream. Oh, for sure. I hate myself so much right now. Oh God. When I catch myself doing Midwesternisms, I really cringe. Not because I think they're cringy, it's just that I hate that exists within me. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. But really, just being able to say on, don't you know? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll do a lot of unironic oh yeahs in casual conversations for sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The acrobatics upgrade's really good here too. That. But just being able to say on like your Twitter handle or whatever your poison of choice is that you're a Twitch partner is huge. Like I think it's just from like, I don't know. It gets too in the weeds, honestly, maybe even for me, but it's a really nice opportunity for those individuals who get to that status. Man. Take 1? Soda pop or soda pop? So I'll give you the honest answer because that's just who I am. I got to give it to you straight. The honest answer is that it used to be pop and pop only because that's the only thing you hear around here. However, I started to get, I don't know what the word is, like Midwestern rebellious in that I didn't really want to, I wanted to like I was just talking about, like I was trying to escape these Midwesternisms. And what that has led me to do is to start calling it soda. Now, I'm probably the only person I'll come across in a day-to-day basis that will actually call it soda. Quite sincerely, I don't think there's another individual that I'll come across that calls it soda. Sucks. spicy water. But the other thing is, like, so I made the switch. I have not, like, I do not drink any kind of soda or pop or whatever you want to call it on a day-to-day basis. It's just something that I removed from my diet years ago. Because I made, like, when I was a kid, like, trust me, when I was a kid, it was like, guys, there's a new Game Fuel out. Let's go get it. I mean, it was like, it's Livewire season. You don't need to tell me it's here, because I already know. I remember one time I had, because Livewire was like seasonal or something when it first came out, and I remember specifically going to the store, buying a 2-liter of Livewire, and just keeping it in my fridge for an extended period of time. So long that it ended up like going bad and separating, which was really gross. But I was like, I want this Livewire for whatever the off season was for Livewire. Anyway, so I used to do all that stuff, and then I like switched to diet sodas, thinking I was making the healthy choice. And eventually now I'm just kind of off it altogether. Incense burner? No! Now I have to pay attention. Man, that is the worst. We've managed to play this entire run without having to really do anything. This is like the most autopilot silent run ever. So. Should think about this. We're probably taking Bottled Lightning. Could still not pay attention. Just hard. Make the very subtle switch to just chatting. Just like mid-sentence, very subtly just take the game away. And just talk about whatever. How the snow is coming. No one will know. Or I could do this a different way. You guys would never even notice this. It's like, it's the frog in hot water technique, where I just kind of move the cam up into the corner, and then slowly as I'm sitting here talking, I'll just make this a bit bigger. But it'll be over the course of like 45 minutes or something, and you'll just never really notice that the camera's getting bigger until eventually we're like halfway through the screen and nobody's said anything yet, and then, you know, we go full blast and the game's gone. Regional terms for carbonated beverages. What is this? This is like map gore. There's too many terms. Mouth buzz? Harvard tea? Excuse me? Sugar milk? Wait. Bubbler? Baylor? What? Is that an Isaac plushie? Oh, you guys want to see my shelf? It's kind of just in the background. Oop. I have to turn this way. All right, we've got... We've got Prison Mike. Ugh, can't do this. This is super disorienting. Prison Mike, the pillow. This was, I think, this year's Valentine's Day gift from my girlfriend, or last year. I think it was this year. So this was a gift from my girlfriend. These are the Slay the Spire pins that are on Fangamer. This is topical enough that I'll actually grab them. If you guys haven't seen these yet, they're super cute. They're just enamel pins. But they've got all the characters. There's really good detail. I don't have the best webcam, but it's all the original 3 characters. The Defect's probably my favorite, with the little orbs. I don't know if that's coming through. He's got a Frost Orb and a Lightning Orb. And then the Silent's got some shivs in her hand. It's hard to see. The Isaac thing is actually a 3D print. So these are some 3D printed, they've got stands, 3D printed Isaac guys. And then the bread cells guy. So I was playing Dead Cells on my YouTube channel, but then I saw they have this Dead Cells plushie, and the baguette is removable. Look at this. This is the cutest thing ever. So there's little magnets in here, and what you can make him do, hold on, where is it? You can make him grab the bread. See, check it out, check it out. Check it out. I'll fix that later. Go back. Thank you for the 69 bits, my friend. Mind equals blown. I know. I know. It's even cooler in person. Is that an IKEA shelf? Wait, you want to go that deep into the shelf? You guys want like... Wait. Well, hold on. Let me bring this back. All right, welcome to FirstDane Cribs here, live on twitch.tv. Man, I miss Cribs. You guys remember Cribs from back in the day? I'm going to take the webcam. We'll go on a tour of the apartment here. I'll point out the furniture and all the art and everything. Yeah, it is just an IKEA shelf. This, I don't know if this is coming through. Ugh, I hate this. Everything's backwards. This, which you probably can't read, is a poster for Threat Level Midnight, which is the movie from The Office that Michael Scott does. And this is a painting of Arya and the Hound, which I really love. Pretty cool. It's a cool print. I'll fix that later. Remember to show your bed and say, so this is where the magic happens. Oh god. That's the last clip of my channel that I need. Yeah, bottling secret technique is kind of interesting. It allows us to get whatever other skill we may need for any given fight. Because I was thinking about doing Corpse Explosion, where we've got Donu and Deka coming up, but we also don't have a way to remove an artifact on turn 1, so maybe we want that later. We will bottle the skill that gets other skills. Why not? FirstDane's crib. Oh god. My greatest fears realized. Dude, the best the best Cribs episode. I don't know if you guys were big fans of MTV Cribs back in the day. I don't know if anyone was, unironically, but anyway, was like the Method Man and Redman Cribs episode. It was it was like the worst house you could possibly imagine. They were not living large in light of their success. You kind of just have to go see it to really get it. So I'm not going to go into gross detail, but it's a hoot. It's a hoot and a half. Those who have seen it know exactly what I'm talking about. Ah. Oh, Steve-O had a good one? I don't remember Steve-O's. I can only imagine and fully believe that it was good. It was an average middle class house. Look, respect. You know all those like stars that just kind of hit it big and then disappear? That's the secret. That's the secret to life. Everybody wants to make fun of the one-hit wonder, but they're the ones who did it right. You got to get in, get a hit, check out. Ah, order. First one was his car. Was that a meme though? Mambo number 5 guy? What about the Macarena guy? Macarena guy did it right. Ooh, orrery. He still made Macarena? Look, I was like, I forget how old I was when the Macarena came out, but I still remember being in gym class, and they all made us like line up and do the Macarena. And now that I'm a full-grown adult, I can still say to this day, as I did when I was like 6 years old, what the hell is wrong with those people? Why would you make a bunch of kids do that? Just to laugh at us? That might be worth it. But it's like, yeah, I think that, because if you were walking down the street and you like went to Starbucks or whatever, and you got your latte frappa whatever, and the person in front of you orders just like a black cup of coffee and walks away, it's me. No, but maybe it's the Macarena guy, and you would never know. But they don't ever have to work again because they had their one-hit wonder. Right? Like, that's the dream. You hit it big. Gangnam Style, great example. Now, I think the Gangnam Style guy, Psy, I think was his name. Is that right? I think he made music for like many, many years before that song even hit it big. If my memory is correct, which often it is not. Okay, Well-Laid Plans is what I was looking for. Ooh. I was really looking for the Wraith form. We're at 33 cards. This is the big deck for me. All right, I'll do the after image. I hyped it up earlier. The guys in Tool did the same? What? What are you talking about? No, they totally did. I was like, I went to Maynard Keenan's, what did he call it? His shop in Arizona when I was there. It must be yeah, it must be a different band that you're thinking about. A band that's never shown their face. I mean, the Gorillaz is kind of an example of that. They have shown their faces in like one performance, maybe two, and we know who they are, so that doesn't really count. I think anyway. Slipknot? No, it's not Slipknot either, because I know his name. Corey Taylor is the lead singer. I can't be. I'm sorry to shoot you down, man. I'm not trying to just sit here and say no, not him. Not him either. But it's not. It's for sure not Tool. Like, I know that 100%. Without a doubt. I know Maynard Keenan and the gang. Well, I don't know them, but you know what I mean. No, I know them. It's attack potion. Could probably get rid of the attack potion. The weak potion, I guess, removes an artifact charge, and maybe that's relevant. All right, we'll do this one. And not play it. Nice. The Blue Man group? That could be. I think I was meant to keep Survivor there. I for sure was. Alright, fight is over. I mean, they still play. I don't know if they're secretive about it. That's the real question, is like if they're trying to be secretive. I don't know. Get this out. Okay. I don't know. That was weird. I think we could have done that differently. We don't talk about that here. Oh, order. I don't know what you're talking about. What happened to the silent run yesterday? The silent run yesterday was the hard W. It was like almost 2.5 hours long. We severely lacked damage, but we managed to pull out the hard kill. You won. As it, like, you gotta ask. Come on, that's my character. We don't lose on the silent round here. Except maybe this time, where he does. Big number, my friend. Dang. I was really hoping for the Burst Catalyst on this turn. I want Incense Burner on... Well, I want it on 5 going into Donu and Deka. If it was on... It doesn't really matter, but preferably a higher number than where it will be by the time we're done with this fight. Can neither confirm nor deny these allegations. Omega weapon. I'll have to plead the fifth on that one. Okay, I hung on to Burst Catalyst to see if we could try to get through this turn without actually doing much else other than blocking. Does not appear to be the case unless we were willing to use this block potion. We can take a look. So we get to 29, and we end up taking 8 because we can't quite get to a Tori proc. Eternal Feather is going to hit us for, what is that, 6? 18? So we would lose Eternal Feather value as well. We'll just get out of here. Oddly Smooth Stone is pretty okay. Backflip is weird. It does not say plus on it. It's like really surprising how little block we've actually added to this deck. So we picked up a leg sweep plus really early on in the run, and then from that point forward, let's just piercing whales, and we got a dash at some point during Act 3 here. Yes. Okay. So the poison damage is largely on lockdown. If we were to upgrade Bouncing Flask to get rid of more artifact charges on Donu and Deka and the Act 4 elites, that would be a pretty good get for us. Could make Backflip say plus on it. Okay. I like this button. Okay. That's good. So we can Corpse Explosion here for decent value. Because we can Piercing Whale to remove the artifact charges and actually get some poison going on these guys. If we don't block at all, we have an okay amount of block. Especially if we throw a Neutralize on Deka here. Do both. So we currently take 6. We're 1 off from hitting some value on Tori. We could do a few things. Survivor here. Could also use a potion. We'll just Survivor. Seems good. I remember that. I think we decided the last time when we pointed out that Donu's hands have holes in them, that it's so Deka and Donu can hold hands. It is now canon and cannot be taken back. Is 18? Oh, I did that wrong. I was supposed to double defend there. Ah, mistakes. Mistakes. Go back. Is there an undo button? They plug in. I like that. You guys are crazy. I like you, but you're crazy. Let's go to 12, 36. $16 times 2, 4. We actually don't quite get the kill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Velvet Choker kind of sucks here. Now. Please stop cyberbullying each other. It's not kind. Very real and present danger. Good job. Good job, Time Eater. Good try, my guy. Now, admittedly, did not set up Incense Burner to the number that would be ideal. I think I'd like it on 4 for the upcoming fight. This is the issue, again, with having things that I have to pay attention to. Omega started it. Now. This is what we were talking about. Thank you, Kavak, for the 69 bits. I hope that very loud bloop 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 sound from Kavak allowed you all to break up the fight. Is setup override confused? No. Because the card is drawn. Setup is garbage. I said it. Confused also breaks Metamorphosis, Chrysalis, like all of those types of cards. If not, there it is again. I have this idea that Kavak is trying to set up like a Pavlovian response that'll somehow like do something every time the bit noise goes off, like take a sip of water or something. Like, oh, thanks for the bits. I wonder if this is the survivor take. Thanks for the bits. I don't. It's actually empty. Sorry. It has no effect. Okay. So we've got one upgrade here before the Act 4 elites. I'm actually kind of liking this Survivor upgrade with Tough Bandages. It's going to set it to 14 block for whatever energy it comes into our hand as. We could also do something like make After Image innate, or do like a Backflip upgrade, because Backflip is currently as good as a Defend with some draw obviously built in. But Survivor could help us through a big attack on the Heart fight. I'm going to do that. Okay. We can't afford much. We don't need Caltrops damage at all. Can't actually afford a remove. Panic Button is kind of interesting for a big attack on the heart. Just do a block potion, because I think turn 2 against the Act 4 elites might be an issue. There's certainly a world where it's not. Then After Image innate really good for the heart. Yes. So After Image innate would be pretty okay. I think against the heart in particular, what we're trying to do is set up Poison Catalyst to kill the heart before we have to deal with 2 big attacks, like as quickly as possible. So I'm trying to, more than anything, get to our poison cards, even at the cost of not having After Image in play and negating Beat of Death, because currently we're not in a great spot for actually mitigating any damage. I dug pretty hard with this Orrery, and I don't know, we ended up getting well-laid plans, but we were looking for the Wraith form, and we just have not seen the Wraith form yet that we need to kind of guarantee the heart fight at this point. We're about as close as you can get to a guaranteed heart fight without having any intangible in this deck. That said, like, we passed on a footwork at some point, so we also don't have that going for us, but we've got the Piercing Wails we got 3 of them for all the multi-attacks. It's just the big attack on turn 2 or 3 that I'm worried about right now. That's really all I care about. So either that comes from taking like a block potion or a Panic Button. Even if Panic Button costs more than 0, we don't need cards for block when we have discard mechanics and Tough Bandages, as well as Piercing Wails for the multi-attack. So Panic Button is great for us. If it were upgraded 40 block, I often think about Panic Button with Runic Pyramid as like an extra turn of intangibility. 40 block is enough to block most things. So I think I'm just going to do the block pot and do a 360 and walk away. Okay, so, yeah, not what we were looking for, but Corpse Explosion is how we win this fight, and we have Catalyst coming around, so as soon as if we can just get the Corpse Explosion debuff applied, it might be enough on its own. So if you happen to not know, Corpse Explosion, the way it actually works is it's 2 debuffs that are applied. The first debuff is apply 6 poison, and then the second debuff is an actual debuff that goes on the enemy for the Corpse Explosion effect. So Corpse Explosion removes 2 charges of artifact on its own. So if you apply Corpse Explosion with 1 artifact on the enemy, the explodes and does max HP damage to other enemies does get applied. So if we were to do Piercing Wail, Corpse Explosion on, say, the Spire Spear here, we wouldn't apply the poison, but we would apply the max HP effect, which is pretty alright. I guess we'll do that. Our other plays here are not particularly good. We could just calculate a gamble and play other stuff. And block for a lot. It means cycling around to Corpse Explosion again, but honestly, like with the Burst Catalyst thing going on here, maybe we don't even need the Corpse Explosion. Or also maybe we're just drawing enough cards to where it doesn't matter. Let's try that. Okay. Good job, game. You got me. I guess that's good. Okay, so maybe it's a good thing we didn't apply the Corpse Explosion effect. What we want to do is time Incense Burner. We're going to put it on either 3 or 4 for the hard fight, so we want to be out of this fight in 3 or 4 turns. We can pretty easily kill one of these guys this turn and get well-laid plans in play. And from there, we just slow roll the rest of the fight. That's almost too bad. Easy fight. We actually took 0 damage there. Nice. Gremlin Horn, thanks. And no potion. I feel like we had... I don't know. I don't know if we had bad luck with potions or if I'm just slightly biased. Well, I am slightly biased, but... Let's see... 12 times 3 times 3. Well, no. It's, Okay. So we can hit the damage cap this turn really easily. So I think we do that. We will take a fair amount of Beat of Death damage doing it, though. This is what it is. It's the cost of doing business. Ouch. I mean, the good news is that we have intangibility for the big attack, but this turn just hurts. Yeah, we've got 2 piercing whales in the draw pile. We also don't have any weak here, so we aren't able to change this to 2 times 15. But I think we're pretty safe at this point. You just end turn 3? Yes. Yes, we can. I mean, the fight is over, like, to be clear. I recognize that. Got him. That was like the shortest hard fight ever. It was too easy. I feel like, honestly, we could have actually done that hard fight even faster if we just hit end turn and let Tori do its thing. Well, I cannot draw like that. Like, to be fair, we bottled Secret Technique. The start of that run, we traded in all of our gold for a rare card, and it ended up being Secret Technique. We found a Bottled Lightning, we put it in there, and then we pulled out the burst. So all in all, a pretty solid run. I don't know, the deck got a little thick for me. 35 cards, I don't usually make 35 card decks. We removed all but 2 of our strikes, so the good news that I like to try to point this out, like the deck size is relative to how many starter cards that you've removed. We have all of our base defends in there and 2 strikes, so we actually didn't do a great job of removing those. It was an okay job. So that's what I mean by the deck is thick. If you're able to remove all of those cards and you have 35 cards worth of things that you've added that are of value and that synergize together, like built-in redundancies and bursts and catalysts and whatever, then it starts to matter less. And fortunately for us, we did find 2 bouncing flasks, 2 catalysts. We had the bottled Secret Technique, which is we knew was going to be good on the silence since the entire character is built around skills, basically. For win conditions. All in all, really solid. We played a little sloppily through Act 3 just due to our power. We were just talking about nonsense for the majority of that. That was a good one.